Okay, I believe we're live on both platforms this time. Let me see how this works. I apologize everyone for the delay. But I think we made it. Still, we did better this week than we did last week. I'm just going to have to double check here real quick. Maybe I won't do that. Okay. Yeah. Before I get into anything, I just got to check and make sure that we are live on every platform. Hopefully. I know these kids are on their video games. They're probably going wild on them right now. Okay. Mute that. Okay, Dreams in Ancient Egypt. Yep, looks like we're live. How's the audio? They're probably going wild on them right now. Okay. Not bad. All right. That worked. Let's see how we're looking on Facebook. Then I'm going to need a minute to try to figure out the comments. But we'll get to that. Are we live? It doesn't look like it. Let me try again. Okay, I'm not seeing it on Facebook right now. That's weird. It says we are. Okay, there it is. There we are. All right, looking good. Beautiful. All right, I figured it out. I got it this week. Let's see. I'm going to hit it on TikTok real quick. Okay, beautiful souls, we're here. It looks like my description on TikTok is not correct, but that's okay. I think I might just leave it because I don't think it matters over there. We're not here for the TikTok crowd, are we? No, definitely not. Tonight, I want to talk about dreams in ancient Egypt and the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams and the overall philosophy that Egyptians had towards dreaming. Oh, I didn't check the audio. I did not check the audio over on Facebook. Let me do that real quick. You're going to hear an echo. This week. Let's see. Not bad. Okay, not bad. Looking good. Okay. How's everyone feeling? How we doing? How we looking? I might not be able to see comments. Let me click on some stuff here. I should be able to see YouTube comments. I might not see Facebook. Sorry, guys. I could click over every once in a while. All right, yeah, this is all still new to me. You guys got to bear with me here. We're working on it, and we'll get there, one video at a time. All right, so tonight the topic is the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams. I want to keep this one relatively short and sweet, and then we can just chill out in the Q&A and chat a little bit. There's some answers I definitely, or some answers I have to some of the questions that I've been getting in the comments and in the DMs too. So we'll address some of that. Especially, I might have to go through and try to pull them up separately. Whatever, we'll get there. But first, I'd like to talk about the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams. It was tough to find a lot of detailed information on this. N- I searched different browsers. I used different AI chatbots. I tried all of them, at least the top three. And there's only so much information out there about this. Really, even most of those chatbots and almost every article you come up with is referencing something else, a direct translation that's made from one of the scholars. So the best sources for some of this are actually the secondary sources, the direct translations, and they could get a little bit confusing. There are some articles that were written by the actual translators. So that's where I got most of the information from here. I'm going to give a shout out to them. But yeah, let's get into the basics. First, I just want to talk about what the ancient Egyptian dream book is, where it was found, some of the general mythology surrounding it, and then some of the well-founded beliefs that the ancient Egyptians had towards dreams. We're going to try to understand it from their perspective the best we can. And then it's tough because there's 108 different dreams and themes that are directly translated in the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams. And you can't find there is no one direct source that lists all 108. If anyone out there could find it, please let me know because I searched and searched. But like I said, in some of these translations, you can dig through and you can piece together all of them. And I started working on that. But then it just kind of got like monotonous. I realized I'm not going to sit here and read a list of 108 dreams and their interpretations. Plus, a lot of them are relatively vague or somewhat generic, honestly, but absolutely fascinating still. And I wrote down, I have a good list here of a lot of the main interpretations that the Egyptians had in the Egyptian Book of Dreams. But it's not one direct book. Obviously, we know they weren't writing books as we think of it these days. They're a collection of papyrus papers that were found near El Medina and they near the Valley of the Kings. They're pieced together over time. So it's really complicated to try to understand all of them. They directly translate dreams, but of course, it was broken up into different parts and had to be pieced together. So that's why it's not as coherent as we would like it to be, but there is still a lot of valuable information in there. It was they described 78 different activities and emotions and dream themes, and most of them are just related to daily life. They're not too fantastical. There's separate scenarios laid out that they they always uh they always attribute them to some type of god. But I think it's important to recognize that this civilization existed for such a long time, more than most of us could fathom from our current perspective. Over all of the years that and all of the many different subgenres of subcultures that arose out of ancient Egypt, there was a lot of different beliefs that were molded and blended. And just like if someone were to look at some of our major articles from today, if someone in the future were to look back at some of our articles, they might not know whether or not all of us actually believed everything we see in these articles. I think a lot of these translations were loosely based, and you can tell from the direct translations that they did specify that a lot of them depend on the individual's current situation and their personal life and what God they believed in. So, just like we always say here, the interpretation of dreams is nuanced, and it's not as black and white as a lot of people like to make it seem. That's why they had special guides that were trained to interpret these dreams and to understand these ancient writings and to interpret them for people, because it's not as easy as some people might think. But with that being said, there are 108 different dreams and themes laid out in the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams with direct translations to them. I think it's not, like I said, it's not really as specific as we like to think of it these days, but it does exist. You know, how serious they might have taken it back then, we can't really say. So it was written around 1200 BC during the reign of Ramses II. Every preface for one of the interpretations starts out with, if a man sees himself in a dream, and then it includes the diagnosis of whether or not the dream is good or bad. The bad dreams were written in red ink to kind of give that, just to imply that they were negative in a way. I think that's really interesting. Some of the articles I found, like I was saying, because there's it's really tough to find a lot of direct information on this. So I wanted to shout out some of the articles instead of just linking them in the future, because these writers and the contributors of these articles really deserve some credit, because it really takes a lot of digging to find much information about this, and I'm grateful for the individuals that did, because there's really not a whole lot out there. Especially, I mean, you even searching on YouTube, there's very limited information. I watched a lot of videos on it, as many as I could find, and they all basically say the same generic things. So a lot of the information, the more detailed information on this takes a lot more digging. So I appreciate these articles, and like I said, even ChatGPT couldn't really go through these articles and give me the answers I was looking for, so I had to go find them myself. Hi, sweetheart. No, but you need to get some pants on if you're gonna come out here. Go get some pants on, Nova, and then you could come say hi, okay? Go ahead. Um, yeah, so might be a little interlude here. With that being said, I will have some more music coming soon. Johnny Rocks was supposed to stop over here, or he's going to be stopping over here. So hopefully he could help get me set up with some new recording software, and I'll get back on it. And she's going to drop a new song for sure. Yeah, she's got the door wide open. So we're going to take a little break here. I'm going to double check everything, see how we're looking. Oh, I should share this, shouldn't I? Yeah, I definitely should. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share this to my Dreamkeeper page. I think that would make sense. Ah, for some reason, I can't see it. I wonder if there's something going on with the privacy settings. If anyone sees this from Facebook, let me know. That's pretty strange. Okay, I'm gonna have to copy the link. Hi, sweetie. Say hi to the world, Nova.
Hi.
What are you watching in there?
Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah. Okay.
Mommy, come out.
Mommy's over there being shy. It's okay.
No, she wants me to come over there. She's not talking.
She told me she's coming in here.
Nova. Okay.
I'm staying here.
Okay, how long do you want to stay here?
14 minutes.
14 minutes? Okay, but you're gonna have to sit over there. 16? That's a lot of minutes.
I do. I want to stay with you.
Okay, but you gotta get off.
Okay, can I sit on your lap?
If you have to.
Do I stay?
Okay. Say hello.
Hi.
Alright. What do you want to talk about? Nova, have you ever had any dreams?
Yes.
About what?
About I was living underwater at King's Palace.
Yeah?
And he taught me a lot of future things.
Future things. Yeah, dreams of the future. Prophecies.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about last week, I think.
Go.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about last week.
Hold on.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Nova, I'm gonna keep going.
Keep going to.
Can you go inside,
No.
please?
No.
I love you.
Nothing. Here we go.
What if I squeeze you?
No.
No. Okay. Well, what else do you dream about?
About I was at Gigi's house. There's this little spider that had claws like
Talk
a.
to the camera. The people are right there.
So I dreamed about that I went to Gigi's house and she had the blue drink in her bottle. There was a little crab in it that she said I had to wash out with it. And then she says I survive underwater if I do it. It rips my skin off. And
Really?
I'll probably die and will be fat.
Really?
A big circle.
You'll be fat? A big circle?
Yeah, a big circle rips our skin off.
Oh, okay.
It does that.
That sounds like a nightmare. Was it scary? Okay. What else you got?
I was thinking about Gigi's house, and there's a big hole. In her wall, there's a lot of brothers of mine. And there's a werewolf that's I guess his pet. And we're in Gigi's house, and there's a pretty hallway that we go in.
A pretty one.
And Milo's there, and we slept on Gigi's bed, and Gigi was in the hallway, and the werewolf was in the hallway.
Okay, Nova.
And that's how my dream is.
Okay, that's beautiful. All right, I think your 16 minutes is up. Let's go.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on. Let's go watch your Christmas movies.
I'm staying with. That wasn't even 16 minutes.
How do you know?
Cause.
You can't count that.
Frosty the Snowman.
Okay, Nova. Come on. We're out of here. That was very fun. Yeah. Go say goodbye. Good night. Sweet dreams.
Goodbye. Good night. Have sweet dreams.
Okay, thank you.
What are you doing over there?
I love you. Yes, it's past her bedtime. Yes, it is. So, how's everyone feeling out there? I'm still not able to see comments for some strange reason. Okay, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna copy this link. Yeah. Sorry about that. She's adorable. Pretty sure the boys are up there playing their video games, so we ain't gotta worry about them. Okay. Yeah. It's been quite a day. I did work today. I had to do overtime. And I ended up it was an early shift. I was up very early this morning. But it was good. And actually it didn't even turn out to be overtime because I had off on Thanksgiving, so basically just making up for that day. Okay, I'm gonna share this. Hopefully it works. I should probably try to share it to the group as well. Yeah, this is a lot. I might even have to start from the top after all this. Okay, I see where we're at, I think. Where are we at? There we are. Okay, I think we're about as good as we're gonna be now. Still Hmm. You know, one of these days I'm gonna have to just sit here and mess around with all my effects and see what these things do because I don't know how any of this works, but it's all good. So, we're talking about the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams tonight and the general philosophy that the ancient Egyptians had towards dreams. Just like everything that we talk about, it's a lot more nuanced than most people understand. I believe there's kind of the glacier term applies here because you could only where did we go? You know what? I might have to kick these kids off of the game so I can get better service here. She pulled my strings. Let me see if I could do that. Or maybe if I just shut off one of these tablets. They got like 3 tablets connected, 3 TVs going, Nintendo, the PS4, plus everything that I got here. So it's a little rough on the internet right now. Okay, it's gonna have to be what it is. All right, so what time is it? 10:24. Maybe I should give it a minute. Should I wait till 10:30? Let me see. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Yeah, it was a good week. It was a great week. We had the soccer game yesterday. Elijah won. I'm very proud of him. So he's doing great this season so far. I'm just killing time now. These kids are making a lot of noise up there. They don't have school tomorrow, obviously, so yeah, normally it would be a lot more quiet on a Sunday night here. But we're here. Anyway, I'm mostly making this for the replay value. I will edit this video down. I don't expect this to be like an hour long edit. I'm hoping I can keep it relatively concise. Seems to be a little bit of a sweet spot between 8 and 10 minutes on YouTube. So maybe if I could wrap up, whatever. Let's see. I don't even know. Let's see what happens. Okay. The ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams was a collection of papyrus papers found around 1200 BC near the Valley of the Kings, and it contains 78 different themes and breaks down 108 different interpretations for dreams. They do emphasize the fact that dreams are nuanced and relatively subjective depending on circumstance and personal beliefs. I think it's really important to emphasize there. These articles that I found, that's what I wanted to talk about and just give some credit to Professor Sarah Benton. She wrote an incredible article called Dream Interpretation in Ancient Egypt. Another one from Dr. Evelyn Carter, who is apparently a renowned Egyptologist. And that article is called Dream Analysis in Ancient Egypt, a look into the afterlife. And one more, well, actually, this is a collection from a bunch of different writers and translators, but it was put together and edited by A.H. Gardner, and it's called the Hieratic Papyri in the British Museum. Series 3, Volume 1 is what really gets into the direct interpretations that I found. And like I said, I just wasn't going to write them all down because 108 was a lot to go through. But to view it through the proper lens, we should talk more about how the Egyptians looked at dreams. Generally, they believed that they were something similar to the soul leaving the body, wandering into different realms. a lot of times they believed that they were influenced by gods or messages from gods or higher beings in some different way. There is a lot of evidence and a lot of different writings to show that some of them used it more for fun and didn't take it that serious. And then there were definitely others who did take it serious, and there were pharaohs who made major decisions based off of this. I think the baby girl's trying to come back out. We'll see. Um, but generally, they did take dreams seriously. We've talked about before how they had incubation chambers around their temples dedicated to dreams. And they would go in there with problems to solve or questions that they need answered. And they would literally try to incubate different dreams to find specific answers to questions that they had. Similar to how scientists use dream incubation in their dream studies these days. Thought that was fascinating. There's a great story about the dream stele, it's called. It was discovered. Well, I'm sorry. Who sent me a message? You know what? I didn't share this out in any messages. Damn. Okay, I'm not sure if people are trying to see this and if it's not available on Facebook. Why is it taking so long? I might have to cut these kids off in every way. I can't see my messages here. It's not loading. I'm sorry if whoever messaged me, for some reason it's not opening. I think I have too much going on at the moment with the internet. I apologize, everyone. So, I'm sorry. What we were talking about, the dream stele, it's called. Stele, the dream stele. It's from around 1400 BC. It was a stone tablet that told about the young prince Thutmose the Fourth. And on this tablet, it tells a really interesting, rich, fascinating story about how he fell asleep near the Sphinx and he had a dream about the Sphinx god. And it told him that he would become Pharaoh if he would clear the sand from around him. Because for at least hundreds of years up to this point, all around the area of the Sphinx, everyone talked about how its body was buried underneath the sand. There's lots and lots of writings about that. So they knew that. So he had a dream. The Sphinx told him to remove the sand from around its body and he would become Pharaoh. According to this story on the stone tablet, he removed the sand and he did become Pharaoh. Now, historically, the sand was removed from the Sphinx around 1400 BC, and the dream stele was placed there in between the paws of the Sphinx around that time. Of course, whether or not the dream was true, that could be up to speculation. Thought that was absolutely fascinating. So I don't know if we want to get into some direct interpretations. There's a few that stood out to me that almost seem like dream archetypes that I thought were interesting. And then there's some that seem to contradict a lot of modern interpretations of dreams. Of course, they have a lot of the generic, like mountains represent stability and foundation. The earth represented fertility and nature, and generally the material world. The sky represented the heavens and gods and the afterlife. Generally, the sun was power and life. They had, like I said, it's very important to realize that they had different variations of these symbols depending on individual circumstance. But one that I really found interesting was about teeth falling out, because we've talked about that before. And a lot of modern dream interpretations, if you look it up in dream dictionaries and stuff, they'll tell you that your teeth falling out means that you're going to be getting rich sometime soon. And then I've noticed a lot of more new age, modern new age interpretations have different variations of that, meaning that I've heard some of them say that it means you're going to lose money. Some of them say you're going to get money. Some of them say that a family member is going to get rich. There's a lot of different ways to look at that. And then others just say that it represents uh, bad oral health and it's an omen or a message telling you that you have to go see the dentist. We've talked about that. The Egyptians believed that if you had a dream about your teeth falling out, it meant that you were going to die soon, basically. That's what it said. So, and like I said, they had for every interpretation, they said whether it was good or bad. And the bad ones were written in red ink. Uh, yeah, I can't keep up with all that. Whatever is, those guys are talking about. Yeah, so we are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, as you see. Yeah, yes. Yes, we are. So yeah, I had to lock the door to keep Nova girl out. What is this? Yeah, so I do have a bunch of interpretations here. But one thing I really thought was interesting was that out of the many different dream themes that I find here, you can go through. There are different sources to read the dreams that were directly written down by the Egyptians themselves, and you can find a lot of general themes. There's a lot of, like I said, there's 108 different dream symbols here in the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams. But you could go through and read a lot of the ancient Egyptians' dreams that they wrote down, and there's a few that stand out, very similar to today. Like I mentioned, the teeth falling out. There's a lot of them talk about dreams of falling. I was gonna go through and write down some individual ones, but again, a lot of them are kind of simple, generic, basic. A lot of them are similar to the story of Thutmose dreaming about the Sphinx. A lot of times it's a god trying to have some sort of intervention in the person's life. But there's also dreams of flying, dreams obviously of sexual desires. There I recognized a lot of common themes, and it made me realize that in all the thousands of years that humans have been dreaming, they've basically kept the same themes, the same archetypes. And I believe these seem to be eternal archetypes. And I wonder if 3,000, 5,000 years from now, people will still have the same overall themes in their dreams. Being chased was another one, another very common one. And of course, like I said, most of their interpretations were very similar to the ones that we have these days. They even their interpretation for flying dreams was associated with liberation and the afterlife. So, and a lot of them did tell of misfortune, and they did believe a lot of them were messages about the future. That was a strong reoccurring theme in what I was reading here. There seemed to be that the ongoing theme of trying to change the outcome of your future by having that dream. They would go to these incubation chambers and try to incubate specific dreams. Sometimes they would incubate dreams of the future, and then they would try to change the outcome of that dream in their life. And there's some stories of the repercussions of that, similar to the story of Oedipus. And like I said, a lot of them they were very simple. There's not, from what I could find from the translations, and obviously the translations are rough and some of them were kind of different, but the literature is not as rich as what we would understand from our modern Western perspective. At least not the way that they're translated is not. So, like I said, a lot of them are just like basic, it's like walking through the fields, snake in the grass, very, very basic, straightforward. But there was another common theme I noticed, like I said, was them having dreams of the future and then trying to change that in their real life. And it always, s- in trying to change the outcome of the dream or the prophecy, they end up making it come true, just like the story of Oedipus. One day we will get into ancient different ancient stories, specific ones. I would like to do that. Maybe we could do like storytelling dream sessions. I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. I'm hoping I can wrap that up into a relatively short 8-10 minute video, maybe at the most. Hopefully shorter than that, but we'll see. I will definitely, when I repost the YouTube video, I'll definitely post some links for these sources. It wasn't just a lot of these different articles found in the British Museum, they don't point you directly to where you have to go. You can't, it's really tough to find some of this information. A lot of these online resources, they don't have a direct way to search on from their platform. I'm not used to that. It's not like Google. You search Google and it might point you towards some of these websites, but when you get on those websites, they don't have the option to type in any type of search. You got to actually dig through them. So, yeah, if anyone's interested, let me know. I took a long list of different ancient Egyptian dream interpretations. Um, I'm gonna keep that. We will be referencing that more in the future. Actually, I have a lot more to talk about that when we get into some of the symbolism, and we will. I want to get into, and the reason I'm not doing that now, just for ancient Egypt, is because I'm gonna do an entire episode, another one, about ancient symbolism, and I'm gonna connect the different symbols between the different cultures, and we're gonna talk about some of the meanings behind them. Actually, it's like 6 main ones that I wanna talk about, because we did that sacred geometry video in the nature of reality, and that was such a broad spectrum I was trying to cover, so, and I did mention in that video that I would go into more detail on some of the specific symbols and shapes, so I'm gonna do that in the future. We'll definitely be doing that. Realize I gotta a lot of these topics I'm trying to pick, I'm also trying to make sure they're optimized for search. I'm trying to make videos about what people are searching for, not just for views, but that's I it's better to reach for things that people don't have answers to. Some of these things, like this one, the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams, if someone is interested in it, it's a very small subgroup of people, but we are strong. Whoever is interested in it, trying to find information on it is tough. Like I said, it's basically everything I see and read was regurgitating the same generic information over and over. So, I really had to dig for some of that, and that's what fascinates me. I think that's some of the best stuff to talk about. Whether or not it's going to go the most viral, I don't know, but I believe that these things are fascinating enough and meaningful enough to human civilization that some of them will pop. Discoveries are happening all the time. And Dee Dee, hopefully, I know you're going to see this. I definitely wanted to let you know that I did watch that video that you shared. I need to watch it again because I briefly kind of skipped over it, about the light spectrum and the negative green energy or the negative green frequency, which is just how, and we've kind of talked about this. I believe that was, I'm not sure, was that might have been the waves. Yeah, that was the waves and particles episode. How I mentioned how the light spectrum continues in both directions infinitely. Yes, and it would make sense that that it's a circle, the same way that a rainbow is the circle. And it would make sense that these frequencies would have direct opposite correlations to them. Like you said, that's another topic that there's not a lot of direct information out there about. It seems like that was a very small group of individuals studying that who put together that video and that documentary about it. So I'll definitely dig into that, and we can definitely talk about that. I'm gonna come up with whatever I can and see how valid it is, and what the implications might be for that. I think that's a great topic to address. Um, what else? Oh yeah, the black and white videos. I don't know about that. I might do that sometimes, but if I do, I don't want to go for that. Okay, so here's the issue with black and white videos. There's a guy on YouTube that I've listened to named Dan Coe. I basically only subscribe to him and listen to him. He talks about a lot of cool stuff, but it was like the DK of it, and like the theme of his videos, he does black and white, and he's usually just like wearing a black t-shirt. Very cool. Not trying to steal that though, and then I feel like I'm just stealing that from him if I do that. And also with like the dress up clothes, I could do that, DD, and I'm sure I will do that once in a while, but I'm mostly just trying to keep it real and natural. This is what I wore to work today. Also, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to emulate the Lex Friedman podcast either, because he always wears his Men in Black suit and all dressed up. But regardless, I and then the other thing is, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed or if I ever told you that, DD, but I always make sure that I'm not wearing any type of clothing to with any type of brand on it unless it's my own, or I'll just wear something that's plain. Now my wardrobe is pretty limited, so trying to wear, I do wear clothes out that have other logos on them. I will never pay full price for some brand name. I don't care about Nike. I don't know. I don't respect any of them. The only time I buy those things is secondhand from the thrift shop, from the Salvation Army. We might order it secondhand online. As long as it's in good shape, I'll get it cheap. I'm not going to buy any of that stuff new. The only new stuff that I'll really spend money on is my own gear. So I'm not going to be up here wearing any type of brands. And that really limits my options when I go live here. But it's something I kind of want to stick with. Maybe I should expand my wardrobe a little bit. I will. And maybe we'll get a little more colorful with these sessions. We'll see. I'm going to experiment with some different stuff, and it also depends on the individual session. I'm working on I am editing the chakra video right now, and I'm doing a lot of B-roll in that, so that's a lot more colors and a lot more visuals, even though I didn't dress with different colors in that. So yeah, and I also have different backdrops, Didi. So that's what I wanted to say. There's more questions of yours that I have to answer, but I will definitely get back to you on that. Yeah, I think that's about it. We're chilling now. That's pretty much everything I wanted to address. I'm gonna see how we look over on YouTube. Maybe I can't even tell if there's comments there through this software. Maybe I can view it externally and see. Yeah, there it is. Okay. It won't let me open the chat from here. Strange. Yeah, so how's everyone feeling out there? I might flip it backwards and start a session here. I know we're still live over on TikTok, so I don't want to break any rules, but you know, it is what it is. Dee Dee, I know you're gonna see this. Hey, what's up? Who's that? Linko? What does that mean? How's everyone doing today? The dream session tonight was all about the ancient Egyptian Book of Dreams. So now at this point, you guys can look out for that. I'll be posting that in the future. Like I said, that's going to be a nice, sweet, short one that I'll edit down. I'll add some interesting graphics, whatever works. And if you guys are interested in more direct interpretations from that ancient Egyptian dream book, I'll probably do a post about it. And if anyone on TikTok is interested, I could do an entire separate video on that. But yeah, other than that, over on Facebook, I'll probably just do a text post about it because it's a little monotonous to get into on here. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, at this point, I may as well just experiment with this software and see what we could come up with. It looks like I have an option for notes over here. Oh yeah, there's the chat. Oh, cool. Yeah, I could put notes right there. Very cool. Captions, design. What does this do? Oh, okay. I'm going to change that. Okay, this is cool. Yeah, I would like to be able to pull up visuals while I'm talking to you guys. And it's looking like I can do that now. Show video clips. Okay, that's cool. What else can we do? I wonder how I could pull up pictures. Okay, there's an overlay. Aliens. Very cool. Okay, I have to upgrade to... Oh yeah, I gotta upgrade to add anything. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need that, huh? Oh, what did I do? Oh, okay. I'm learning. I can share images. Okay. Very cool. Can you guys see that? Yes, there it is. Okay. So that's I don't have many pictures here on my computer at the moment, but I guess that's how that works. Very cool. So now so I can show you guys what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. This is going to be cool. Next thing I got to figure out is how to get someone else up here live while I'm doing this. Invite guests. Very cool. Can I set the background? Yes, I can. Can I set that? Hold up. Okay, this is getting pretty cool. Yeah, I can really set this up. Okay. Where's my pictures though? Nothing. Nothing. I know I got them here somewhere. Oh yeah. At the same time, this ain't even working over on TikTok, of course. Yeah, I didn't realize. And TikTok is where they do all those weird backgrounds. Can I do that here? Is it too late? I think it might be. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, whatever that is. Okay. Whatever, I'm learning, all right? It's all a learning process. So yeah, eventually I'll be able to do like entire presentations on here. I don't see why not. Here we go. Nothing. Okay. Oh, there's something. Yeah. Okay. We could do that. I would have to get in place better, but yeah. Maybe I'd have to design it a little bit better, but we could do it. Very cool. All right, that's exciting. I'll even get a different chair. I mean, I don't know. How do you guys feel about artificial backgrounds? They're a little rough, huh? Think if I wore more contrasting colors, it would probably help. But yeah, no, these are some well contrasting. Well, no, actually, it's not. Okay. So yeah, we're here. Oh, and it's still showing that. All right. What are we doing? Bring it back. All right, cool. This is fun. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate all you people. Yeah, I'm just messing around here, but yeah, so that was cool. Hopefully I can edit this video pretty quick and I can drop the better version for you guys. Get it out there. Yeah, thank you for that. Whatever that was. Very cool. How's everyone feeling? Maybe I should fix my background over on YouTube. It's all messed up. Now I don't know. Now I don't remember how I did that. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I'm turning that stuff off. All right, cool. We're back to normal. How's everyone feeling? Looking kind of dark. Yeah, so it's a beautiful Sunday night. I think I'm gonna get ready for my session. I'll probably go in there and kiss the kids goodnight, even though, I mean, they should already be sleeping, but I don't think they are. It's okay though. But yeah, I'll put up a poll for next week. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put up a poll for the next topic for the next dream session, but next week I might just mess around with this and try to figure out how to bring someone on live for an interview. And it might not be the smoothest process. You guys know how that stuff goes. So, here we are still. But I'm gonna try to figure that out next week so I could start setting up live interviews for the future. And in the process of doing that, I'm not gonna aim for any intense topics. I'm not gonna try to do any deep dives. It's gonna be more of a practice run next week because I will be dropping that full aura video just to keep you entertained. And for the next topic that I do, I would like to have an extra week to research and put my notes together a little bit better because the next two topics that you guys are gonna have to choose from, either one, no matter what gets picked, it's gonna be a little bit more complex than what we got into tonight. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, so that's gonna give me more time to work on that, and I'll have better notes and more information for that. Now I gotta say, I did many, many, many hours of research just for this one. And if anyone has any questions, definitely hit me up. And like I said, I'll provide some sources. But for the next one, I definitely want to take it a few levels deeper. So yeah, that's about it. I appreciate all you beautiful people. Oh, what up, Ryan? Was that you laughing? Yeah, man. Uh, I hope we're good. I hope this everything worked out. I'm gonna go play this back in a minute and see how everything worked out. But yeah, I learned quite a bit tonight messing around. And like I said, next week I'm gonna try to get someone else up here. We'll definitely do that. I do have the Aura video dropping. Very excited to start editing and releasing these the videos that we made with this new setup. So we're not there yet. I'm a few videos behind. So I will get there. Just editing takes so much time. Eventually I'm going to pay someone to edit my videos. I can't wait for that day. But in the meantime, it's very time consuming. I do definitely spend the majority of my time on research. I would say 90% of my time when it comes to all this stuff is between research and editing. Probably 75% research, roughly. Yeah, roughly, and then 15% editing, maybe I'd say. And then the rest is just everything else, posting, uploading, engaging, SEO, all that stuff. And I'm constantly researching. When I'm driving in the car, I don't listen to music, very rarely listen to music. I only listen to music when I got other people in the car, but when I'm driving by myself, it's a lecture or an audio book or something, or I'm chatting with Gemini, the AI assistant. Someone's inviting me to co-host, but I don't know exactly what that means or what that entails. So, yeah. Sorry, whoever sent that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to co-host. Does that mean that you? It said that you invited me to co-host. Does that mean that you? I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, that's about it. I appreciate all you beautiful people. Dee Dee, when you see this, I wish you the absolute best. I will be in touch with you. My phone is bugging out. Why is it telling me to drag the puzzle piece? They have detected inactivity during my live. That's weird. That's weird. Well, how active am I supposed to be? Jeez. Okay. All right, everyone. Peace and love. I appreciate it. I will definitely be in touch with you guys next week. And definitely look out for that chakra video. I appreciate all of you so much. Sweet dreams. I'm signing out. I'm going to close out TikTok first because they're acting funny. All right, let's end this.